right, everybody. I have mentioned a couple times in the past that I was going to show you how I take wrapping paper and turn it into cardstock, or use it to cover cardstock so that I can cut things out of it. You could use it like this, like it is, without adding it to cardstock, but for intricate cuts or anything where there's a lot of I don't know what the word I want to use is, but if it's kind of big and it's gonna get floppy because it's got a lot of intricate cuts in it, you're going to want to attach it to cardstock. So I went through my stash and I just pulled out some stuff that I thought I might like to work with relatively soon. And so I've got a couple pieces of this beautiful blue here, which I've used in the past to make snowflakes out of. I've also got some of this old wrapping paper. My mother had it. She liked this kind of old style. I'm more of the what do you call it, glitzy, but she liked this stuff, and I thought I could cut these out and add them to card fronts somehow. So because this I wouldn't actually have to attach to cardstock, because if I just cut out a circle or a square, it'll be fine. But for stability, I probably will anyway, just because then I don't have to worry about it getting wrinkled and stuff as easily. This is another one of my papers because, like I said, I like the blingy stuff. And I thought this would look lovely on a card. I don't know yet exactly what I'll do with it. This would have actually looked nice on the stocking cards or the bell cards. But I didn't think of that soon enough, so we might have to revisit those. But I love this paper. This is flocked on this silver foil paper. Now I have a lot more of this. This was just a little piece that was on the end, and it is kind of wrinkled, so I'm hoping that I can press those wrinkles out. And I don't know exactly what I'll do with it, but it is Christmas wrapping paper, and I just thought it was really pretty. I love the metallics and the foils, and so, we'll see. We'll think of something to do with that. Just another bigger piece of that first blue. And then the gold. I love the gold. There are so many possibilities with this gold, for Christmas especially, but anniversaries or just whatever. In fact, that silver and black would have looked nice for an anniversary too, so I can't wait to use this one. And then this was another one of my mom's papers, and I just thought these snowmen would be so cute across the front of a card. So I especially love this card now. So I thought this would look nice on some Christmas cards. So I probably will go ahead and mount this to cardstock because I don't yet know what I'll do with it. But I just thought this was gorgeous. So I'll clean up my mess here and get my machine out to not laminate, add sticky stuff to some cardstock, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've grabbed my Anna Griffin Creative Station Xyron machine, and essentially it's just a Xyron machine. I have one of their original ones, which is really small, but I wanted to use the bigger one so that I can get bigger sheets through it. I always struggle to remember which way this thing goes. Looks like it goes like this. The handle out. Zoom out a little bit. Whoops. There we go. So, what I'm using right now is Neenah cardstock 90-pound index weight. It's a little bit lighter weight than a normal cardstock that we'd use for card making, but it's heavier weight than just copy paper. I think it truly is like index card weight, if that helps you any. I ordered it by accident, but it's light enough weight that I can use it without making the cards too bulky, and heavy enough that it actually has some body to it. So to start with, I'm just going to run my sheets through here, and it'll go this way. I might have to turn it around. Yeah, guess I'm going to have to turn it this way. It's been a while since I've used it. Going the wrong way, or it's just not. What am I doing here? Should be. Oh, it comes out the back. Okay, so I thought I should crank it on this side, but I was putting it in the wrong way. All right, that's more like it. So just crank it through. And I do need to just so you can see crosses. Let's do it a little bit more. Now you don't have to have one of these Styron machines to do this. All it does is it applies a layer of stickiness to one side of the cardstock. You could do the same thing with glue or tape, you know, double-sided tape, or just about anything you want. But because I know I will be making some decorative cuts, I want to make sure that it's thoroughly adhered, because I don't want it peeling up on me. There we go. That's a little smoother once I get everything working the way it's supposed to. Do a few sheets. This is also called a sticker maker, or at least the original one was, and it comes with different stuff. It even had laminating sheets with it. I've never used them for this one, but I do have some. That little nice. So I'm going to do a couple more sheets, and then I'll be right back. So I got to the end of my adhesive film, and didn't get to use very much of it, but I'll get another one out and finish. So I did get 4 full sheets and 1 fairly wrinkled partial sheet. So now I do like to burnish these down really well. So since it's not really usable today. So I just take a bone folder. I've also used anything really to help furnish it down and get the adhesive to stick to the cardstock. And it will anyway. I just like it pulls up cleaner, in my opinion, if you burnish it. Especially since my film was pretty old. This isn't as old as my original stuff, but it's old enough that I just want to make sure that it's stuck down really well. Then you just peel this off. There you have, once you peel this back, you'll have an adhesive. I don't know if you can, probably can't see the sticky, but maybe you hear it. So I'll do that with these other 3, and I will be right back. All right, I'm going to start with this flocked piece. It's nice and small. And I'm going to remove my cardstock from this backing piece. Now, this, just in case you were curious, this backing piece is good for ink blending on or watercoloring on or anything. Just as a nice layer in the background. Glue and stuff won't really stick to it permanently, so it's kind of nice to save these, and I usually do save the bigger ones. So I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to try to line this up over in the middle. Let's see here. Something to help me lay that down. Right. Gummy stuff on the back. Again, I'm just going to burnish it down really well. There we go. So now I can take my scissors. You could, of course, use a paper trimmer as well. It's just as quick and easy enough. Sheets of wrapping paper that we've turned into cardstock just by gluing them down to cardstock. And again, that's not necessarily necessary, but it does help firm it up a little bit. So again, if you're cutting big pieces or intricate pieces, it helps to have the firmness of the cardstock behind it. And then we have it. I don't think that shows up very well. We're getting some glare, but there we go. Hope you can see it. And these are now ready to be used. So thanks for joining me. I'll come back after I cut some stuff out and maybe show you what I've done with them. Made a few more sheets after I changed out my cartridge. And this one is just like a collage sheet. I found this laying on the floor. I'd forgotten about it. And then I had some extra room, so I just kind of filled in some stuff. But I'll use those little pieces for something. Now this were just a couple of pieces I had left over. And I took a bunch of strips. Obviously I didn't cut them very straight. But I love this. I think this is fabulous. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I mean, I really love it. So we'll see. I will be using that. So I ended up getting 2 of these and 2 of the gold. I went ahead and did the 2 of the cardinals. Got 1 snowman, 1 of the flocked. And then I've got Santa here. And let me tell you, when I first cut this off the roll, I thought, how am I going to work with this? I thought, well, I'll cut it out in squares. So I kind of went through and cut on the lines. But then I thought, I mean, he's in a nice little circle. Why don't I just do that? But anyway, when I was laying it down on the sticky paper, it was supposed to kind of nestle up in there better. But the sticky got me. It just took a hold of that wrapping paper and there was no getting it off of there. So I'll end up probably trashing this half or maybe just using the other side of it for something. But I thought I will go ahead and cut these out with circles. Now that's too big. Well, actually, are they all different sizes? See, I think it will work on that one. So maybe I need to cut them in different sizes. Aha. There we go. Okay, so I'll get 4 of them out of here. Which isn't ideal, but I would get 4 cards out of it typically, so I guess that's not the end of the world. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to cut this up and run this through the die cutter, and I'll be right back. Alright, I don't know if you want to see this, but I'm going to cut these out, so I thought I'd just take you along with me. So let's see, does this fit on there? It's a little big. Cut this, but that'll work. Taping down. This is just washi tape. And it's been used, so hopefully it won't rip my paper. Oops. That's sticking. Oh. stinking cute. I wasn't sure I'd like these. That one's adorable. Peel it back gently. Put it on this guy. Like that. There's another one. It's the reverse. Oh, that is so cute. Love them. I love them. Now, one of the things I probably should have said earlier, sometimes it's easier to work with smaller pieces. So instead of working with 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock, you could go back and cut them in half or even quarters to make it a little bit easier. It really just depends, you know, what you're going to do with the finished piece. I kind of feel like I should go back to the small one. I just feel like that it doesn't get everything, but it definitely gets enough. Create Room is texting me. They want me to buy a dream box, which I would love to have. In fact, when we moved in here, I thought I'd buy 2 of them, just because it would be easier to organize my supplies, and I'd have room for them. But the expense prohibited me buying even one. So I went a cheaper route, which is okay. It worked out. Yeah, there we go. Another Santa. So let's see if we can. I'm just going to throw this away. Normally I'd hang on to that just because, but I'm not doing it today. Not doing it. I got stuck to the sticky again. Alright. I might get more Santas out here than I thought, since I'm using a smaller die. Close to the edges. Normally I don't tape stuff down, but my magic mat is incredibly warped, and I want to make sure it doesn't slip on me. Stuck. Oh, it's the sticky. There we go. We've got 4 Santas. Can we get one more? I'll just get rid of that piece of washi and get a different one. Let's see here. I don't know if this is going to happen. No. How about this one? No. Okay. Well, we tried. Awesome. So we did end up getting 4 pretty nice Santas. This one's got a crack in the paper, but it's okay. I might do a little aging on it with some vintage photo or something to kind of make it look antique. But there we have it. And if I were to do that again, I wouldn't get all fancy with my paper cutting. I'd just cut it out and work with what I had. Yeah, those are cute. So there you go. And they're stiffer, which you could have cut this paper out without the backing on it, but I like that it makes them a little stiffer. So there you go. Okay, I decided to go ahead and cut off a little strip of my blue paper, my blue wrapping paper, and use this die. I hadn't used it before, and I wanted to see what it would look like. And it looks like it cut pretty well. So we're going to pull that off of there. Is that cut, or is it just hung up? Oh, I see. Okay. Come over there. It's pretty intricate there. I'll have to work it a little bit, but sometimes too, a thicker cardstock does cut better than the thinner index weight cardstock. Like I said, this is the first time I've used this die, but I was telling you that you don't have to use cardstock with wrapping paper, and I decided to show you what I meant about an intricate die cut, how hard it would be to glue it down. It wouldn't be impossible, it would just be difficult. So I'll be able to get that out of there easily. But oh, it's attached. Okay. So somewhere in there, that centerpiece will come out, and I'll save that because I could get a butterfly out of there. Or I could get, who knows what I could get out of there, a flower. So I'll save, now this little piece here I won't save, but I'll save this big piece from the center, and I will definitely hang on to this because again, there's plenty there that I can use. Let me get this out of the way. So I know I've got a little bitty area that I'm going to need to fix if I can. Back where that snowflake tore the paper a little bit, but I'm sure I can fix that somehow. The rest of it worked pretty well. I decided to let go. So, let's go just so you can see better. So it's kind of Christmassy. It's got the snowflake. Not really wanting to let go. Ouch. Careful. I get in a hurry and I forget to be careful. I don't know if you can even see that now. It's pretty healed over. But I didn't close the arm of my guillotine. Stuck my hand up underneath it. I sliced mine up. So, okay, be careful. But can you see where I was saying that if you just cut this out of the paper itself, it would be difficult to glue down just because of all these little pieces. Now you don't have to glue down every single piece, but you don't want it to get caught coming in and out of the envelope either. So the more you can glue down, the stiffer it is, the easier that is. So there you have it. Wrapping paper turned into craft paper for cards. So let me know what you think. Again, these cards are for, I guess I should tell you that, these cards are for Cards for Soldiers as well as the Angel Card Project. And I usually, if I don't forget, link both Facebook groups in the comments below. Do I have any supplies to list other than I will tell you if you're interested, this is a Fisker's fingertip knife blade. For me, this works the best. I have the most control over this. I really like it, but I need a blade. And I guess that's really it. The pen tool I'm using, the pick tool, I made that myself. It's an old mechanical pencil with a sewing needle, hand sewing needle in the end. And it looks better if I put it down. And this is my favorite pick tool. You can buy them, just like you can buy the brushes, but if you've got a toothbrush that's never been used, or a couple of other tools that have been used, you can make something that's really handy. So there you have it. I'm going to leave that today. It's already way longer than I intended for it to be. And if you have any questions, please hit me up. I'm happy to answer anything I can. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If I, inspired you a little bit today, that'd be great. And until then, I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.